Ni hao, Manila! Sa pag-tell ng story, kasi parang per dance kasi may iba't ibang story. So, since yung dances na sinasayaw namin is originally from China, we try to maintain na yung last yung story. Yun yung, kasi mostly may ethnic minorities kasi sa mga dances. So, parang as much as possible, we want to maintain that thing. Ni hao!
What do you think makes Chinese art unique? I'll start with you, Wenjun.
I think I just mentioned about history, and I guess it's the evolution that makes it really unique, because you can see that from the ancient China, people playing the guzheng, and then nowadays you are also playing the guzheng, but of course there's a difference. And then when you try to find the similarities and differences, you can find more interesting about like Chinese traditional culture, which is like the more you get deeper in the culture and the more you will get from the culture. So it's like you dig deeper and it's endless. That's how fascinating about it.
There's so many layers and so many facets to it. How about you guys? How can you encourage Filipinos and Filipino Chinese to really embrace Chinese art and culture?
Like you said a while ago, dance is
universal.
Yeah, it's a language. Like, there's a lot of history to dance, but you don't have to understand like the history of a certain type of dance. You don't have to, know the history of Inner Mongolia, let's say, to understand what a Mongolian dance is like. You just get to watch it, and if it affects you in any way, it's already a form of like appreciation.
Art.
Yes.
Yeah, art.
And I love that about dance, and I think it's the same with music as well. Like, you don't have to know everything about it. You just appreciate it. I think that's a way for like Filipinos and a lot of like Chinese people to like appreciate each other's art, especially for us where we're like in that intersection of like, because we've also danced like Filipino folk dances as well. When I went to China, we actually performed like a Filipino folk dance for the Chinese people.
It's true, what you said.
For me kasi, for my understanding, culture, una mong makikita sa culture is visual appearance. We would like to translate yung mga ideas namin to visuals para ma-understand ng target market namin kung sino man yung napili namin. So, same thing for dance. Since culture yung nire-represent namin, to be able to translate that to people, same thing with the Filipino culture. Since ang Filipino culture may iba't ibang minorities din, so parang na-understand mo na kung anong tribe sila galing.
Based on their performance and
yes.
their art form, yes. So, overall, all of you are quite young, no?
Yeah.
Still early 20s,
Yeah.
early 20s. Any aspirations for your future as an artist?
So first,
And other dreams that you want to achieve?
Another dreams. Oh, it's a very big question. For me, because my course is psychology, so there is a little dream for me to connect psychology and guzheng.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
There is a course like that's meditation and that's related to music, right? Saw some researchers or information saying that guzheng music, like pentatonic, so like do re mi sol la, are corresponding to like kidneys, like the lungs of your body. So it can actually affect your body parts. So I find it really fascinating to connect your physical health and psychology and mental health and music, especially Chinese traditional music. So that's something I really wanted to be part of.
We are looking forward to that. How about you guys? I know, ikaw, Hayley, di ba? Hindi lang dance performance ang art form mo.
So for me kasi, I wanted to be a representative for the Chinoy community, especially since arts. For the Chinoys kasi, especially before, parang limited lang yung mga nag-arts na parang, ay, wag tayo mag-arts, mag-business tayo. Kasi mostly, mostly sa mga Chinese talaga, business talaga yung number one, especially sa mga parents nila na pinapursue sila na mag-business compared to arts. So, nung high school kami, ang dami sa amin na may mga talent and skills sa arts. So, hindi siya na-develop kasi hindi nila kinareer na sayang kung pinractice pa nila, marami silang,
they make it into a hobby.
Yeah. So, parang wala silang masyadong confidence to take up that position. So, for me kasi, especially sa general market, tingin kasi nila for Chinoy is parang exclusive lang. Especially sa thesis ko kasi, gusto kong maparamdam nila na parang we wanted to share that culture. Hindi lang siya para sa amin. Na hindi lang kami Chinese, we are also Filipinos. We are not Chinese only, we are not Filipino only.
Yeah, and we've actually done like a group, we partnered up to do a project before, because we had 2 separate art classes, and it just so happened that like the instructions were kind of similar. So since we were in different schools anyway, we partnered up and did one project, and it was we called it enlightening, and it's basically a series of photos where us and a bunch of our friends, like, we wore like Chinese clothing, but we were doing like typical daily Filipino things. That was like a way for us to be able to express that we're not one or the other. I think a lot of Filipino Chinese, especially from in our age, they have like this struggle with identity.
Yeah.
Where when we're here in the Philippines, because our language, like our knowledge of Chinese language isn't good enough. Yeah, we're not Chinese enough.
Yeah.
And yet our culture is so different that we're not really Filipino enough as well. Meanwhile, now that I'm in China, I'm not Chinese enough there either. So I'm like, they see me as a Filipino there, even though I'm pure Chinese, like,
because of the upbringing and the culture.
Yeah, like they see me as a foreigner. I am not Chinese enough there. So I think there will always be this like struggle of identity. So for us doing that project together, I think personally for us, it meant a lot as well to be able to show that identity, that yes, we are Chinese, we may look Chinese, sometimes we may dress like that, but we live in the Philippines, we do everything, but at the same time, like, embodying that Chinese culture. Personally for me, like, I graduated creative writing. So far, I haven't really delved much into the Filipino-Chinese aspect of it yet. A lot of what I've written in the past have been like very Filipino-based, because for me, that's how I connect to the Philippines. I write about it. So my thesis, you don't find my identity there at all. You just see like how I view the Philippines. In the future, I'd like to delve more.
If ever we have guests watching who are aspiring artists who are thinking twice if they should pursue arts, what is your advice to them? Hayley?
Dapat hindi tayo matakot. Since through art kasi, we were able to show kung who we are or what we do. So parang, especially since visual artists, visuals talaga kami. So, yung mga words din naman kami ginagamit. Sa culture kasi, lalo na sa amin as cultural dancers, yung culture lang yung way namin para makakonect sa roots namin. So,
for me, I think, especially for everyone that's like in the Phil-Chai community, what matters ultimately in the end is like, is it something that you want to be doing for the rest of your life? Because for me, even though everyone in my family was telling me, like the elders in my family were telling me that like, don't go into creative writing. I can't imagine doing anything else with my life if I wasn't working with books, if I wasn't working with literature. If it's something that you want to do, then you should do it. It's hard for a lot of people, but at the end of the day, it's your life. I'm just lucky enough to have family that's supportive. It's weird because like they support my Chinese dance, but they don't support my writing. So at some point, it's like they're both art.
Personal kasi din nila yung Chinese dance.
Hindi nila maintindihan yung creative writing. yeah.
How
Just
about
do what you love.
But you were saying that your parents are supportive with dancing. Creative writing is taking time for them to warm up.
It has taken time, but they never really stopped me from doing it. They don't fully understand it, but they don't stop me from doing it. They support.
On the other hand, we have Wenjun, whose mom is super duper supportive. You are so lucky. What is your advice to aspiring artists?
Well, I guess similar to what Nikka and Faye said, just
go for it. It's your life, it's your choice, and you only live once. You don't want to regret it for not choosing it, then you doing something and then give up, right? But if there are really restrictions, because we don't know the context of everyone.
Yeah.
So if there are really restrictions that's stopping you from pursuing it, I guess just know that art is everywhere in your life. Like you can find art anywhere. And what you're doing is artistic. You're an artist.
So in any way, shape, or form, you can still pursue art.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what a lovely conversation. Thank you so much, girls. And where can they reach you? Or you have like social media? Where can they see your artworks?
Go first. Small plug-in. If you want to see more covers on Gujang, or if you want to know more information about Gujang, you can reach out to me on IG or YouTube. My tag is Wennis_June. As for our dance troupe, you can search Philippine Cultural College Chinese Dance Troupe on Facebook.
Or PCC Chinese Dance Troupe.
Yes, but if you'll want to like see us perform, you'll have to go through Philippine Cultural College. So yeah, just look for the school and like try to book us through there. Personally, for me, if you want to see my writing, I have a poetry page called Pints of Words. You can find that on Facebook and Instagram. If you'd like to get a copy of my thesis last year or my book, you can message me on my Instagram. It's Nix_Marguerite.
As for me naman, since I post my Chinese dance journey somehow, and yung life ko as an advertising student, you can follow me on IG as _Hayley Nadine. That's all.
Yes, thank you so much for these beautiful ladies for sharing your journey with us. Xie and Hayley and Nikka, how about we hear Wenjun perform live?
I'd love to, yes.
Can you indulge us with your performance?
Oh no, of course.
Alright.